Hello, my fellow Americans, I'm Mr. Church, and this is Lippy. Now, I know what you're thinking, but before you get carried away there, I want you to understand Lippy is a businessman, and he owns a apparel shop called Lippy's Drawers. Now, I want to rebuild him a better shop than the one he currently has, which I'm not going to show, because it looks like his face. But instead, I'm going to build it on another character. Let's not look at Lippy ever again. Now, we're going to be building today in the Toxic Valley, right near Grafton and Smith Farm. It's actually right by the Grafton sign for the town. You'll find this building that it looks like a couple of arsonists once lived in. And you walk over to it with this large weapon, which I'm carrying, that is in no way overcompensating for something else. And I'm just going to put my camp down here. If you put the camp node down up here, you will get a little bit more height in your build, which is very important, especially since we probably won't build any higher than normal. Now, come back down here. We're going to be building the shop part as an extension to this little house here that Jack built. And so let's jump around for no reason, and let's get into it. So you're first going to grab yourself a little blueprint of a bay window. If you don't know how to make this, I want you to calm down, okay? Because there's a link right there for the video in which I show how to make this. So go check that out. It's simple, but I don't want to lengthen this video by including what I've already shown. So go check that out. If you already know how to make it, that's great. If you already have the blueprint, even better. But if you don't, that's where you can get it, and it just makes this nice little bay window shape, and the foundations will merge together, which will allow us to easily access those walls without having to fuck around each time we do it. And you're going to need to put this down a couple times, because the first few times, unless you're extremely lucky, it will not be perfectly parallel with the arsonist's house. So delete everything, and right here you'll find horror upon horrors, two foundations supporting each other, and they won't let us delete them. So if this happens to you, just take some foundations and attach them to something and just start going down till they're sinking over here into what is deeper dirt. Now, you may think this one will now delete, but no, it doesn't, but this one will. Does that make any sense? No, not at all. But at least now you know the general idea of how to get stuff unstuck that's in that situation. It doesn't make any sense. No, I'm not trying to reason this through, just that's how you do it. I don't know why. It just works, is I think what they say in the Bible. So I'm going to try this, just 1 or 2 more, 15 more times. Now, I tried it from this angle and it wasn't super good. It was still a little bit not good, but it's gonna take some getting used to, some fiddling about, and fucking around. But here on my channel, we are firm supporters of fucking around. So it should be fine, right? I did speed this up. Unfortunately, it does not look like I've sped it up enough. So you will still have to watch this suffering, but I think when I suffer alone, it makes me cry, so you might as well watch it. Now, we have this down. We're going to switch these to foundations. You're going to see that a lot of these are not removable, and that's just because of God's wrath upon our iniquities, but it's fine. I've got the foundation down now. I've changed those barns to contemporary just to remove any sort of vomiting that might occur or some bleeding to the eyes. I do not want to be liable for that. So let's actually take these down and try out some glass panes here for a better storefront look, because this is going to be our display window here for Lippy's Drawers. So let's look down through here. Now there's 2 things you can do. You can do that, which creates a completely glass look, or you can do that, which has that little rim thing on the bottom. And I think I might go with the second option because a lot of times you'll see stores will have a little, paneling on the bottom of the glass. So let's do that. And we're going to throw a nice little doorway up, some more of these upstairs. I'll probably change that out. I don't know. I certainly don't know anything about that. And now we're going to put some more walls down. This is, perfectly fine. Make sure you put the walls down before you put these stupid prefab stair thing down, because that thing hates you deeply. It hates you more than your ex, and it will not want to go down. No, it will want to go down, but the walls won't. It doesn't want you to snap walls to it anymore, because why have nice things? So now, you may be wondering, how are we going to cover this gap up here? Well, you're going to delete what you just did, because let's have some extra work. It's called busy work. You do stuff that really nets you no advantage other than the fact that you look like you're staying active and being healthy. And then you're going to stack something up like stash boxes to get the flame trap up on enough level so that you can delete this thing. This will allow you to burn this down, and you will be able to create another roof that will be merged with the first option. And this is perfectly fine. Let's see, let's do that. And there you go. And you're going to do this several more times, like at least 2. Burn it. No. You can also open your stash box as a second option. Now, while I do this, I was just, let's chat a little bit. I hope you guys are enjoying the new patch that Bethesda made us wait 3 weeks for, to fix the things they fucked up with the last update. Now, I know we all wanted them to fix the weapon degradation bug, but instead, they didn't. Why? Because it's fixed in the PTS, so they know they have the fix for the weapon degradation thing. But they didn't make it live. But, don't fear, because they have a sale on repair kits in the item shop. I'm sure there's no correlation. There's probably not. But, it's a great salesman, Bethesda. Mr. Bethesda. Great salesman. Anyway, so as we give our life savings to a game that, the people that run it seem to have no respect or regard for us, let's just continue forgetting about those moments. And I'm changing these roof pieces to the asbestos because they look kind of like rubber mats, and that makes the most sense to be on the floor. And, anyway, Bethesda, glorious, thank you so much for, once again, exploiting us and taking advantage of the fact that we enjoy playing Fallout. At this time in the build, I realized I had been building in the darkness, and I have been chastised and rebuked on my channel for doing so, so I decided the only way that I could cleanse myself of my sin was to run over here and commit holy death by Scorpion. I didn't want to be staining the earth with my transgression, so I allowed it to destroy me. When I reincarnated, it was then a glorious sun-shining morning, and we could all forget that I had made a mistake, hopefully. And maybe, that could be good. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing we did before with burning the shit out of the roof and opening the stash box on accident. But this time we're using a slightly different roof piece, mostly so that there will be a slight awning shape on the top of where the building bulges out for the display window. And you're just going to do the exact same thing you did before. You're going to stack stuff up, open the stash box on accident, and look into it, and then burn the shit out of it, and then it'll be good. It does want to stick to the other pieces that you have, which I think is a little weird. I definitely think that's weird. But it's fine, you know. And it makes it a little more difficult to put it down. I'll be honest. But if we enjoyed every aspect of this game, would it really still be Fallout 76? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the new update. Regardless, you can now VATS and PvP again. That's a thing. Again, you know, Bethesda's showing that they really care. Because I think we only had to wait a year and 2 months for them to fix that. So that's not that bad, you know? I mean, what's one small year when a game is only going to be alive for 7 years or 6 or 4 at this rate? I don't know. It's not that bad. Like, we can move past it, you know? Especially because all the PvPers left because they weren't fixing the PvP issues. So obviously it's a lot easier. No one's going to complain because they're all playing Call of Duty on the other side. But that's fine. You know, that's fine. We came here to build Lippy's drawers, not to get bogged down with who's exploiting who and taking advantage of, you know, our love of franchise that we grew up with. Who cares how they treat us anyway? We're just a bunch of fucking piles of money that they can take. But that's fine. Like, I want you guys to remember, I love this game, you know? I love this game, and yes, I can still complain about the way it's being run, even if I love the game and play it. And no, I do not have to go play something else, so thank you for your advice. But why would I champion for change for a game I didn't fucking give a shit about? That's real intelligent. Now, we're just gonna put this roof up. Now, in order to create a false front, we're gonna have to do a couple of burning things. First of all, put this there. And we're gonna take the stack of stash boxes that we inadvertently interact with when we're trying to trigger the flame trap. And we're gonna burn the fuck out of this last piece on the front here. And now, this is the front of the building, in case my jump cuts confused you. Now, obviously, I put it too low, which does nothing, and it's sort of like one of those Bethesda patches, where you really hope it's going to make a difference, but instead it just infuriates you and confuses you and makes you wonder, this has been 2.5 years of my life that I'm not getting back. Now let's throw this up here again. The second time, I'm sure, will be fine. And we're just going to jump up and trigger that with great acrobatics and a surprising lack of lag that would have caused that to be ineffective. And now we're going to move this around for no reason. And now we're going to put the false front wall up, which we can now do because the roof piece is burned and therefore isn't there. Now we can get rid of this slanty roof for the time being and put the false front fully up there. And where's the roof that we need? There it is. And there that is. Let's go. And now we can fix that, which is green. Don't worry about it. It's probably nothing serious. Now, this is the back that we're facing right now. I'm going to just throw some little triangle bits into these holes here. Fill that in. And there you go. There is that. And those can be repaired. Now let's go downstairs. We don't have any walls here, so I'm going to put some walls down. I'm thinking, actually, we use the wooden shack walls so that if you do look in from the outside, you see, you know, scrappy wood, as if stuff's been boarded up. It doesn't really make sense to have those windows facing the Lippy's drawers, but I think it's fine. Now, you can see the false front here is a, you know, complete square. I do change this a little bit later, but it all depends on what you want, because I couldn't decide which looked better. Now, on this side, if you're going to do what I did here with a half wall, you're going to need to put the half wall up, burn it, before you can delete the wall underneath it, just because it's supporting the half wall. Walk down the stairs on accident, that always helps. and open the stash box. Don't forget to do that. And once you've burned that half wall, you can then get rid of the wall that you put underneath it to get it up there, and there will be no worries at all, and no cares in the world, you know. And then you'll be able to get back to your Atom Shop purchases and whatnot. And let's just repair that, which actually didn't need to be repaired. It was just invisible. It was still there, and we can now repair these now that we're done with the front. And for this back, it's pitch black. You can't see anything because somebody told me to only build at night, so I have to build at night now. You can't see anything. And now this is a spot by the back porch where we couldn't fit a half wall, so I put in a slant wall, which we could fit, burned it, and then I'm going to put a slant wall facing the other direction. But you need to use a brick for the first one, because the brick one allows you to intersect slant walls. So then you just repair it, and then you can replace it with whatever one, which I'm going to use the shack wall. And then you can see on this side, if you turn like a flashlight on and shine it at your computer, you can see how that works really well. And let's put a stash box down here that we'll never be able to move again. And we step back and look, looks good in the daylight. Now let's get rid of this stash box here. Now, if you put a stash box or something too close to a foundation, you'll find that you'll get this issue. Now, sometimes you can get, you know, to the side of the foundation and remove that thing, but in some cases you also can't. So what you do instead, now this is a very, very cool trick I learned. You just leave it there. You can't move it. It's over. And so that's gonna be there for the rest of the build, which is fine, because I did want it there, pretend. Like, I really, really did want that stash box to be sitting there in the dirt for no reason. That's good. I think it definitely improves the look of the overall building, pretend. So let's look at this, get rid of that. I don't know why that's there. Yeah, we can't grab it. It's fine though. Like, now, some people say that you can build underneath the ground, then you can go over to it and pick it up. But, like, I mean, I could do that, I guess, but it's a fucking footlocker, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But it's just another handy-dandy helpful mechanic of the build menu in Fallout 76. So, let's just put the stairs back and get a stiff drink and pretend that never happened. So, we're going to put a little sign on the front of Lippy's drawers so that passersby will know where they're stopping to buy their wares. Now, be very careful not to snap any foundations to that bay window, because as you saw in the beginning, it will not let you delete that. You will have to delete the whole thing. It hates you so much. Just because it's like supporting and gets all confused. But you can put it close and then raise it up. You know, we're going to raise it up as high as we can, because we're going to do a little magic trick here where we build up with stairs. Not that, yeah, that way. And you can put an upper floor up here. There's no upper floors up there where this can get locked onto, so it's fine to build it right up against the wall. And then put a half wall. And if you use the contemporary or the barn, which of course in our case just means the contemporary set, you will be able to just burn this half wall. See how we can't delete that floor? It is actually, I just noticed, a little bit over, so we want to make sure that's centered. Alright, so let's take this down, store that, just move this over slightly, and there you go. Absolutely brilliant. And such. And now we just do the exact same thing that we just did, except this time we do it right and correct. So we'll put the floor up here, and we're going to put a half wall. Now, it won't let you delete that upper floor because it's holding up the half wall. But if you burn that half wall, it'll let you delete that upper floor because it's no longer being supported. It no longer needs support because it's dead. Okay? It's, you know, I don't want to go, and I was about to make a metaphor about that, but it seemed a little too dark, and for our purposes here of building a family-friendly Lippy's drawers. So instead of saying what I was about to say, just burn the fuck out of this half wall, and once it's destroyed, you can actually just delete this, delete that, and now you can just walk up, replace this with just a normal wall, and of course then you can repair this, and we're going to throw a wallpaper on that looks like plywood kind of, but you can use the white wallpaper too. That's perfectly fine. You can use whatever wallpaper you want. Now grab the signs and letters that's in this bag on top of the sign that no one dropped for us, and we're going to come over here and we're just going to write in the name of the store, which I have powered up on the inside, which is why it's lighting up. Don't be confused. And I am doing this one at night on purpose so you can actually see that glow, which is very beautiful. Get rid of our scaffolding here, which was just so we didn't walk in the wrong direction. And here we have. This is a finished product. And I think it turned out alright, don't you think so, Mr. Frog? Or was that Mr. Toad? I don't know. But anyway, I have some display cases boarding up some of the windows. I wanted to transition slowly between that wrecked left side to a mildly wrecked but slightly re-renovated right side of the building. As you can see, I put a lot of these weeds around here to kind of blend the building, make it look a little overgrown. But we wanted the inside to look really clean and the outside to look kind of, you know, fixed up, but not good. So in here we do have nice carpets. We have, you know, some headwear on display. Unfortunately, a lot of the Atom Shop hats you can't actually put in display cases, so that kind of defeats the purpose, and that's something that needs to be fixed. That's definitely not intentional, I don't think. Who knows at this point with Bethesda, but we've got a little stand here to buy things. We have, of course, behind the counter here. In this counter, by the way, I just put down those metal stash box things, burned them with a flamer, and then put the big table over top and then repaired it. It was pretty easy. The sign here says please don't leave eggs in the dressing room, which as you can see I do have an issue with here at Lippy's Drawers. I don't know why people leave their eggs in there. It's kind of weird. I don't know if they're trying to like incubate it or whatever, but if you come up here, you will notice I put the armor bench down here for quick access. This is an apparel shop, but up here is our, you know, dry storage where we put our Christmas decorations during, you know, the months of July and whatever. And, you know, by the time they finally fix this game, we should be able to pull those Christmas decorations back down, or at least fix the weapon degradation glitch. I did put down a weapons workbench so that we could constantly repair our weapons every 4 minutes that are breaking for no reason. And this is the, you know, like an emergency exit. So you, like, run out, jump off the roof, basically. It's safe, because we all have bird bones. It's fine. And this is the backside. I do have some windows boarded up. You know, there is a bit of scrappiness here. This is a wrecked out building that we kind of renovated the inside only. And then this is another way that you can enter through the back, which is why I have it sticking out there. Again, to do that, half walls, burn them, put the symptomatic in there, and then repair them. Everything's fine. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys and congratulate you for making it through this video unscathed, at least for the most part. If you liked it, please leave a like and consider subscribing to, you know, support this havoc and chaos of the channel. And thank you so much, and I'll see you.